There is a popular story called the Parable of the Bags of Gold. And the story is about a master who entrusted his servants with bags of gold to see who was faithful and who could produce some more. And it says in the story that the man who received 5 bags of gold went on to produce 5 more. At the end, his master praised him for being a good and faithful servant. I was reading this story one day at my lowest point in my trading career, having blown 70 accounts and being down to my final $300. A perspective of this story really changed my mindset, and I hope that my revelation can encourage some of y'all today. Now, I am by no means a biblical scholar, and whatever that I share is purely from my imagination and revelation. Now, if you had to bet, which would you say is more likely? Him making 5 more bags of gold overnight, or him experiencing pain and loss before making it all back and some more? For me, I'm in favor of the latter scenario. He most likely lost almost everything before making it all back. And here's my interpretation. The day that he received 5 bags of gold for the first time, I can imagine him being excited, over the moon, and full of hope that he was gonna make a bountiful harvest. So with all the faith and hope in him, he decided to invest his first bag of gold. And to his disappointment, he lost it and was now down to 4 bags of gold. He thought it was because of bad luck and decided to invest 2 more bags of gold to make up for that one lost and some more. And in trading terms, we call it a doubling down or a martingale strategy. Now, to his disappointment and anger, he lost that 2 bags of gold. He was angry at himself because he knew he was over-risking and not sticking to his investment plan. He looked at his remaining 2 bags of gold and promised himself that he would never be this reckless ever again. So with all the faith in his heart, he decided to invest 1 of 2 remaining bags of gold. And unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, he lost that bag of gold and was down to his final bag. And at his lowest moment, he reflected and prayed and realized that all along he had no clue as to what he was doing. He was over-risking, his strategy had no edge in the first place, and he was giving in to all kinds of emotions. And once he realized his mistakes, he decided to change. And slowly, his final bag became 2. And 2 bags became 3, and 3 bags became 4. Before he knew it, he had accumulated 10 bags of gold. But the greatest achievement for him was not what he accumulated at the end, but who he was becoming in that process. He realized that he was becoming more patient, more disciplined. He was learning the ins and outs of his strategy. He was gaining wisdom. He was becoming a better multiplier of bags of gold. And in the same way, to all traders out there, if you're down to your final bag of gold, pause and reflect and pray. Analyze your mistakes and implement those changes. And before you know it, 1 bag of gold will become 2, 2 will become 3, and before you know it, you would have accumulated 10 bags of gold. But in that journey, do not forget who you are becoming. A more patient trader, a more disciplined trader, and one day, a profitable trader.